Summer 1992. Barcelona was all set, ready to welcome thousands of athletes in the world's media, ready for the biggest event it had ever hosted, ready for 3 weeks that would ultimately change the city forever. Yep, Barcelona was ready for its very first Olympic Games. But was it ready for the Dream Team? The Dream Team, the finest collection of basketball players ever assembled. Superstars and superheroes playing together on one team. For one reason and one reason only: payback. You see, despite the USA's dominance of Olympic basketball, the Olympic Games in Seoul 1988 hadn't exactly gone according to plan. Team America was used to winning at the Olympics, particularly in basketball, especially in basketball. Winning an Olympic bronze medal would represent a landmark achievement for most athletes, not for the USA basketball team. It was time to call in the cavalry.
How are the cavalry going to help? If anything, they should call more basketball players.
When Team USA decided to get the NBA professionals involved, it was Magic Johnson.
I couldn't pass up that opportunity. It was the greatest moment of my life.
Who sensationally came out of retirement to answer the call. And Boston Celtics legend Larry Bird got on board first. Other big names were quick to follow. Scottie Pippen, one of the toughest defenders in the game. John the Pasty Gangster Stockton, widely regarded as one of the best point guards of all time. The 14-time NBA All-Star Karl Mailman Malone. New York Knicks legend Patrick the Warrior Ewing, who was coming off one of the best seasons of his career. David the Admiral Robinson, who had played as an amateur in the 1988 Olympics. And the prolific Charles the Round Mound of Rebound Barkley, an 11-time NBA All-Star. But it was one player, the most successful and gifted of all, who was one of the last to sign on: Michael Air Jordan, at the summit of an extraordinary career. In 1992, he was working towards his hat trick of championships.
I never had the opportunity to play with Larry Bird. Never had the opportunity to play with Magic Johnson, Karl, Charles Barkley.
And while cynics would argue that a Mongolian fruit bat would have been able to manage their interstellar collection of talent, Chuck Daly, who was appointed coach, was no slouch either, taking the Detroit Pistons to back-to-back NBA titles a few years prior to Barcelona. The question was not if they were going to win the Olympic gold. It was more, by how many points would they crush the competition on their inevitable swaggering stomp to victory.
It was like traveling with 12 rock stars.
They stayed in a luxury Barcelona hotel instead of with the rest of the athletes in the Olympic Village to work on their moves. A-list off the court, A-list on the court. First up was Angola. Team USA blew them away, winning by 68 points.
It wasn't about them being close. We didn't want any close games. We wanted to go out and just put it to them to really show them that we were the world's best.
Angola don't stand a chance. He is on fire.
Team USA steamrolled their way to the gold medal game, beating every team by over 40 points en route. Spain.
Pow!
Puerto Rico.
Crunch!
Lithuania.
Smash!
They scored 100 points in every game, the first team in Olympic history to do so. Coach Daly enjoyed the view from the touchline. He didn't bother to call a single timeout throughout the competition, another first. Rival teams had their moments. They were trying, they really were. But some players were more concerned about getting their photos taken with their basketball heroes. The gold medal match threatened an upset. No, seriously, it really did. Towards the end of the first quarter, Croatia held a respectable lead. And then the Dream Team found its groove. Gotta make it interesting, right? Jordan piled in with 22 points, his highest score of the tournament. 7 American players scoring 10 points or more. They won all 8 games with an average winning margin of 43.8 points. The sporting success was followed by the commercial success. The 1992 Dream Team triggered basketball switch from American enterprise to global marketing phenomenon. Across the world, TV rights exploded. Sneaker sales soared, and international participation leapt. The presence of these professional superstars on the Olympic stage would be a game changer, bringing other sports into the Olympic family. The Olympic Games would never be the same again, and nor would basketball.
That's a highlight of my career. It always will be.